All right, guys, welcome back to the next installment of Cooking with RegReg. Today is Monday. It's a typical busy Monday, just like all of us have had, and I'm home and I'm cooking dinner. So just for the record, it is 7:02 p.m. and tonight we're cooking a fettuccine with Italian sausage, turkey Italian sausage, and arugula. In case you don't know, arugula is this, lovely green leafy thing that I just love. Like, the stuff is delicious. So this really is a quick dinner to prep. I've never timed it, but I feel like in my mind it's quick, so let's see how that actually goes. So it's 7:02. We're gonna do, first we're gonna start by boiling the water. So I'm gonna set the water to boil. I'm just gonna drop in a little pinch of salt. I have other prep work to do, so I'm not in a super big hurry, so I'm not gonna dirty another lid just to boil the water. So that's why we did this first, to get it going. So the first thing I want to do is prep my garlic. And I think I need 4 of these. So one of my favorite things about doing this YouTube series, Trevor, is that I have you in here with me while I cook.
It's very true.
You get to see how all the magic happens. A few years ago, when I really cut back the salt that I eat, like by not adding too much salt to things, I started just using a lot of garlic and pepper and lemon juice and different things, red pepper, black pepper, just to bring out flavor so that I didn't use too much salt. So this is my little garlic mincer. I just push it in and twist. Something doesn't feel right in here. There. So I did the garlic, so that's prepped. This recipe also asks for half teaspoon of cracked pepper. Okay, so we've prepped garlic and the pepper. So then the next thing that we do is we're gonna take this turkey Italian sausage. And I know that I don't like touching raw meat, but in this case, you kind of have to. So it says to remove the turkey from the casing, and I just squeeze it out. And I just slide my forefinger and my thumb on one end, and then I squeeze the other end. So pinch it in the middle, squeeze it, bring it down. You can also buy the ground, the pork Italian sausage, and I think the turkey too. I just didn't look for it. I just picked this up real quick. But I think you can buy it already out of its casing. Sometimes, I mean, I know you can buy it, but sometimes I buy that instead. But this was just as easy. So wash my hands, not touching my hands with handle. So for this meal, The recipe calls for 6 ounces of refrigerated fettuccine, and I had one. Piper's crying because she can't get to a cat. I had one that I liked and would buy all the time, but then my store that I shop at stopped carrying it, and I don't know if it was a temporary shortage or what, but anyway, it forced me to go to dry fettuccine. So I use this Barilla. It works fine, just as long as you follow the instructions. So, but I doubled this recipe. So I'm using a full box of the fettuccine and a full package of the turkey, just because I know how much everyone will eat, and there might be some leftovers for tomorrow. And then that way I don't have to worry about storing anything. So again, quick and easy for tonight. We're gonna turn the heat on. I want this to get a little hotter. Okay, so now this skillet is hot. So I'm gonna dump the sausage in. Gonna let this cook for a little bit, let it get going. All right. The turkey is cooking. Just gonna break it up. And again, I just chop it up as much as I can. So this recipe doesn't call for a lot of added salt because the turkey is already quite salty, and then it has, turkey itself is salty, and then it has the seasonings that are in here to make it taste like Italian sausage. So I don't add any salt. I think my family probably likes to have it a little bit saltier than what I make it, and so if someone wants it, they just add a little bit at the end. I'm going to rinse these tomatoes off. And it did ask for a whole pint. As far as weeknight dinners go, this is actually a pretty good one because we are, what time is it? 7:24, and the hard part's almost done. We just have the water to boil and it's almost there. I'm gonna go ahead and add the garlic. Honestly, I think I probably should have done it first, but it's okay. Kind of working off my memory here. Let that go a little bit longer. So then what we'll do is, once this is done, we'll put the tomatoes in and crush it up, and then let that sit for a little bit. And then once the pasta's done and drained, then we'll just combine it all and then finish it off with the arugula, and it's done. So we'll be back in a little bit. Okay, so the turkey is now cooked, so I'm going to switch out my spoon so that we don't cross-contaminate. So we're just going to give it a little stir. And now the next step is to add the tomatoes. And you just add them in whole. And I'm doing them kind of one at a time. I just want to inspect them as I put them in. I saw one or two when I was washing them that looked, uh-oh. Okay, so this is where it asks for pepper, black pepper. And we're going to stir it in. And I just want a little bit more pepper than what I saw in there. And again, I'm just judging it based on look and smell. I'm going to turn the heat down a little bit to like a medium. I'm going to put the lid on and set the timer for 2 minutes. Okay, so while the tomatoes are cooking and we're waiting for the water to boil, I'll just give you a little update. Once the tomatoes are done, the timer is going to go off in about 20 seconds. I'm going to take a spoon and crush them up so it kind of makes it a little bit saucy. Like pop the tomatoes with the back of the spoon. And it's just going to leave them, you know, kind of chunky, but then it releases that liquid. And I'm going to turn my heat down a little bit more. This is a lovely dinner with the turkey and the tomatoes and the arugula. It's very filling. Did I get them all? Oh, here's one. He's hiding. Okay, so now we're going to put the arugula in. Now it says washed and ready to eat, and I've not ever washed this stuff. Maybe I should. You guys tell me what you do, but we have yet to have any issues. I do inspect it when I'm sticking it in. If there's anything like this guy, he didn't make it, and his friend didn't make it. So the recipe asks for 3 cups of arugula. So I'm doubling everything, so I need to do a little bit more. And I never really measure this, I just put like 1 container in, and so I was just curious to see how much it takes. So then, I'm going to kind of use my hand to help. I'm just going to start to get the meat with the tomatoes and its liquid on top. Just kind of gradually stir it in. And I'm just going to keep slowly working it in. So this looks like it's a really bad ratio of green stuff to other stuff, but pretty soon it'll start to take shape. So the pasta water is now at a full healthy boil. And look, all of a sudden, look how that just shrunk. You see it? It's starting to have that wiltiness. Oh, I love this green stuff. I'm going to turn my heat way down to the very lowest setting for now. just gonna gently stir it in. So the instructions say boil for 12 minutes. I'll come back and check it in a few minutes. While that's going, I'm gonna come back to this. Okay, so Trevor asked for just a little bit of olive oil. I had it out on my recipe block, and I actually don't think that the recipe called for it. And so I was putting it away, and he said, no, I want you to add some. He likes the, I guess the oil, the texture, something. So this is done. Everything is wilted. I'm just gonna turn the heat off and let it sit for a little bit. We're gonna check the pasta, see how it's doing, and give it a little stir. So you can see that the edges are a different color than the inside. Do you see it, Trevor? Mm-hmm. It's like light and then more yellow and then light. So it's not quite done yet. So I'm gonna keep it going. How much is left on the timer?
3 minutes.
3 minutes. Can you please show them what Piper barks at? Piper barks at this kitty.
And then
she runs.
And then Piper runs.
Because Piper's scared of that kitty. All right, so we started this at what time? 7:02?
7:02.
7:02? It is 7:50. I know for a lot of you guys that might seem like it's really late to eat dinner, but the fact is I don't get home till 6:30 at night. So the fact that we got started at 7 was great. In that time that we've been waiting for the pasta to finish boiling, in hindsight, maybe I would have used the lid to make the water boil faster, but whatever. I didn't think we'd be waiting, but it was okay because I used that time to finish cleaning the dishes that we use. This recipe is great because it doesn't use a lot of stuff, a lot of tools, so that's nice. There's not a lot of prep involved. I prepped for dinner. I have utensils out and their placemats out. I've got some cheese ready, our bowls out. Okay, perfect. Pasta and sauce. Okay, so almost ready for dinner. What I'm gonna do is use these tongs. Oh, that's hot. And I'm just gonna take a little bit of this at a time. And then, Trevor, if you come look, I'm just gonna pick up the fettuccine like this, and then just kind of gradually work it in. Get a little bit more. I feel like by doing this, it kind of coats more evenly, I guess. So now I'm just going to work all this in, and then I'm gonna just kind of like pull it and twist it and just kind of work it around until it's distributed. So now, as far as cleanup, you can see this is all I have left. This and this. All right, so guys, like it, subscribe, tune in. We have a real treat once dinner's over, don't we, Trevor?
Mm-hmm.
So you'll see us again rather soon. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.